If you are a lesbian movie lover, 2026 is officially the year you're. Here are the 10 new lesbian movies of 2026 you haven't heard of yet. Skiff, Belgium, Netherlands. Released on February 4th, 2026, Skiff has quickly established itself as a cornerstone of contemporary European queer cinema. Directed by Cecilia Verheiden, the film is a masterclass in slow-burn storytelling, set against the rhythmic, grueling world of competitive rowing. It follows Malou, a 15-year-old whose life is defined by the rigid discipline of her sport and the quiet isolation of her home life in the Belgian countryside. The narrative tension pivots when she meets Nuria, her brother's girlfriend, sparking a complex awakening that is handled with extraordinary delicacy. What sets Skiff apart is its refusal to rely on high-stakes melodrama. Instead, it captures the visceral, often awkward physical sensations of teenage longing. The cinematography uses the natural light of the Flanders landscape to create an atmosphere that feels both expansive and intimate. Since its premiere, the film has become a breakout hit, sweeping awards at Roos Filmdagen in Amsterdam. Critics have lauded it for moving beyond the coming out trope, focusing instead on the internal, quiet revolution of a young woman discovering her own agency. It is a raw, visually stunning exploration of the moment childhood certainties begin to dissolve into the complexities of adult desire. Montreal, Mabel, Canada. Since its wide theatrical release on February 13, 2026, Montreal Mabel has resonated deeply with audiences looking for late-bloomer narratives. Starring the legendary Joan Chen, the film offers a sophisticated look at the intersections of immigrant identity, cultural expectation, and repressed sexuality. Chen plays a woman who has spent decades building a stable, traditional life within the Montreal Chinese community, only to find her foundations shaken by an unexpected romantic connection with a younger Quebecois woman. The film is a love letter to Montreal, utilizing the city's bilingual charm and wintry aesthetic to mirror the protagonist's internal thawing. Unlike many queer films that focus on adolescence, Montreal Mabel explores the bravery required to change one's life in middle age. It balances the heavy themes of duty and family sacrifice with moments of genuine joy and humor. Having dominated the Canadian box office for independent films in February, it is currently a hot commodity in international film markets. It stands as a poignant reminder that the journey toward one's true self doesn't have an expiration date, making it one of the most emotionally resonant releases of the first quarter. The Education of Jane Cumming, UK. Following its prestigious world premiere at the Berlinale in mid-February, The Education of Jane Cumming has emerged as the most talked-about period drama of 2026. Based on the true 1810 Scottish legal scandal that famously inspired Lillian Hellman's The Children's Hour, this adaptation reclaims the narrative for a modern audience. The film stars Fiona Shaw and Flora Nicholson as two schoolmistresses whose lives and livelihoods are systematically dismantled after a vengeful student accuses them of having an unnatural relationship. The film is a chilling examination of how gossip is weaponized by institutional power. Directed with a sharp, contemporary edge, it avoids the stiff tropes of traditional costume dramas, opting instead for a gritty, claustrophobic atmosphere. The chemistry between the leads is palpable, portraying a deep, intellectual, and romantic bond that feels tragically ahead of its time. Its nomination for a Teddy Award of the Berlin International Film Festival has secured its status as a critical darling. While it currently tours the global festival circuit, its exploration of post-truth and the destructive power of rumors makes it feel incredibly relevant to today's social landscape. Amantes France. Amantes brought a much-needed burst of kinetic energy to the French box office when it debuted earlier this year. This fast-paced romantic comedy breaks away from the tragic queer trope, offering instead a vibrant, stylish, and often hilarious look at modern lesbian relationships in Paris. The film follows three distinct couples over the course of a single chaotic month, weaving their stories together as they navigate everything from moving in together to the complexities of polyamory and long-term commitment. The film's strength lies in its authenticity, featuring an all-lesbian principal cast and directed by a queer creative team. The dialogue feels lived in and sharp. It captures the specific slang, humor, and social dynamics of the Parisian queer scene without feeling like it's performing for a heteronormative gaze. After completing a successful initial theatrical run in France and appearing as a featured selection at Rose Filmdagen in March, Amantes has proven that there's a massive appetite for queer stories that are unapologetically joyful and messy. It's a stylish, feel-good film that manages to be. Number 5. Black Burns Fast, South Africa. Emerging from South Africa in February 2026, Black Burns Fast is a visceral coming-of-age drama that has garnered international acclaim for its raw intensity. Set in a bustling urban environment, the film follows 17-year-old Luthando, a girl navigating the high-pressure world of competitive high school life while grappling with her sexuality. When a new, rebellious girl enters her social circle, Luthando is forced to confront the friction between her private desires and the conservative expectations of her community. The film is notable for its refusal to sugarcoat the realities of its setting. It explores themes of colorism, class, and traditionalism with an uncompromising eye, yet it never loses sight of the beauty and resilience of its young protagonists. The performances are remarkably naturalistic, particularly the lead, who conveys a world of emotion through subtle shifts in expression. Having received standing ovations at the BFI Flair Festival, Black Burns Fast is being hailed as a vital piece of world cinema. It's a powerful, urgent story about the courage it takes to claim one's identity in a world that often demands silence, marking a significant milestone for African queer representation. The upcoming months of 2026 are set to deliver two of the most significant milestones in queer cinema history. While the early half of the year focused on intimate festival darlings and international gems, the heavy hitters scheduled for April and June represent a massive shift into high-budget, mainstream storytelling. These two films, Mother Mary and Girls Like Girls, are poised to dominate both the box office and the cultural conversation, offering two very different but equally vital perspectives on lesbian romance. Mother Mary, A24, April 17, 2026. Produced by the powerhouse studio A24 and directed by David Lowery, Mother Mary is being described as an epic pop melodrama. The film stars Academy Award winner Anne Hathaway as a world-famous musician and Michaela Cole as her former lover and iconic fashion designer. Set against the backdrop of the high-stakes music industry, the story explores the toxic, magnetic, and deeply passionate power dynamics between two women at the peak of their creative powers. The film is a significant departure from the quiet queer dramas of the past decade. It is loud, visual, and emotionally operatic. Hathaway's character is a woman grappling with the isolation of fame, while Michaela Cole's character represents the only person who truly knows the woman behind the persona. The tension between them is both professional and deeply personal, leading to a confrontation during a major fashion event that has been teased as one of the most visually stunning sequences of the year. With a soundtrack composed by Charlie XCX and Jack Antonoff, the film isn't just a movie, it's a cultural event. It promises to explore the messiness of adult lesbian relationships, the jealousy, the ambition, and the lingering embers of an old flame that refuses to go out. Girls Like Girls, June 19, 2026. If Mother Mary is the intense, high-fashion, personal script, it is expected to be the defining coming-of-age film for a new generation, proving that queer joy is just as cinematic as queer struggle.